Alright, so here we go. The time has come. We're going to go ahead and pop the heads off this engine. I just looked up these heads. They're pretty decent heads. They're not the good 2-inch valve heads, but they're better than the old 426, 624 heads, or whatever you want to call them, which are the worst heads ever designed by Chevrolet, and they have a bad tendency to crack. These heads aren't so bad, in my opinion. Honestly, they're kind of like a good happy medium head. I could use Vortec heads like the Spider injection heads, but those actually, from what I understand, the 90A or 904 heads or whatever, those crack like glass jaws. So I'm just going to stick with the heads that I have here for now. Let's go ahead and pull them off, see what the cylinders look like, and then we'll take the front half of it off as well and get the cam out of there. So I got the head off of one side of Rusty's new engine, and I don't know how to contain my excitement, but will you look at this? Oh my goodness, look at that. Forced pistons, board 60 over. Dude, you cannot pull the head off of a motor and win more than this right now. So now I'm wondering, is there a cam in here, and did I waste my money even buying a cam? And do I just need to clean everything up and get it back together for fresh gaskets? So I'm going to go get the other head off. We're going to pull the front off and see what kind of cam we're working with. If it is a cam, if it's not a cam. If it's factory cam, then I'm putting the cam in that I bought that's made for this year and casting of engine. But oh, dude, that is the icing on the cake right there. I am so excited about that. I cannot believe it. That wasn't too bad. Got the lifters out, rods put up, and so what we're about to do is try to find out what cam I have. And we're just going to, I don't really care about the timing alignment, I can always put it back. Just going to pull this off like this, and I'm not seeing anything that would signify. Let me set this down somewhere clean. I'm not seeing anything that would signify that this has been changed. So would someone just bore over 60 the pistons and not put a cam in it? How would I know? I need to find out. I guess I have some Googling to do, and I'll get back to you guys. So I'm going to go for it. I notice there's no like camshaft retainer or anything here. I'm going to have to look that up about this motor, because as soon as I had the lifters out, it could move back and forth, but when those lifters was in, it wasn't moving at all. And I can only assume that, let's see, where is it? Yeah, there it is there. That's the oil pump. The gears are right, yeah, that's your gears. So let me see if I can pull this shaft out with one hand and get it started with these pliers. There we go. Huh? Doesn't look like it's too damaged or anything, but also doesn't look like nothing special here. Maybe. You gotta find out. I'm gonna compare this to the cam that I just bought. I think I'm probably just go ahead and use my new cam. We'll see what this looks like when it gets out. If I can find some numbers on it. Oop. There seems to be something on the back side of there, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause this and we go do some Googling. So yesterday I made a mistake when I said forged pistons. They're just basic bitch replacement pigeons. Haha. Pistons, they're dished, which it's great. Basically, give me a low compression, not that low, still better than factory, but not like some awesome piston heads or nothing. 60 over is definitely going to give me a lot of volume to be able to move a lot of air, and the new cam is definitely going to allow me to move a lot of air. So it seems like I might be accidentally building an engine that could take some boost. So what we're doing right now is I just pulled all the bolts off this oil pan. I'm going to go in here and find out, there it goes, if we have anything else internally that's built all fucking cool and stuff. Sorry, freaking whatever. I'm not even popular enough on YouTube to even care about demonetization right now. Anyways, let's get to it. Okay, gotta turn my flash off. So here's all the junk that I cleaned out of the top. It just fell into the bottom. There wasn't really any oil in this engine to begin with. So let's see. I'm gonna set this down. Yeah, let's see what we have here. Any markings? Any markings? I mean, they look pretty standard. The connecting rods look pretty standard to me. I see these dents notched into them. If anybody's going to know anything about these, it's going to be my friend John out of Buffalo. He's my go-to guy for information. He is a walking automotive encyclopedia. I'm wondering if that's hitting something? No. Well, it doesn't look too spectacular down here, and like nothing special, just regular stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up this gasket surface and get this stuff put back together. Maybe I'll change the rear main while I'm here. I think I'm going to do that. So it's going to be a good day today. I'm going to finish up putting the bezels and the grill and stuff into the Ram Charger. I got the brake done and bought the pieces I need for the headlights from the junkyard. Now what we have is a severely dinged, if you can see the bends right there, bumper that's supposed to be flat. You help me turn this up, Robert. Just like we can get it vertical. Now if you can see, it's supposed to be flat in the front to go with the Ram Charger, and it is not. We're actually going to attempt to bang this thing out and see how far we can get it to straighten out. Man, I kind of think we had a good success here between splitting my block of wood and using the baby shop and the baby sledge and the big sledge. We got this thing pretty much knocked out flat. That little crook in there, I thought it was supposed to be flat, but if you look, the fascia, the grill, and the front of the hood also has kind of a slight point to it. So we're gonna get this thing mounted on, finish up the headlight bezels, and then we've got some wiring to tackle temporarily just so we can get it running and bleed the brakes. But I think as a bonus though, today we're finally gonna start this thing. Over Friday and Saturday, today's Monday, since we last tried to start this, he took apart the Edelbrock and put a kit in it. He boiled it in Lysol to get all the channels and everything cleaned out, and it's about ready to fire. So we're going to get back to that as soon as we get some more progress done on the Ram Charger. Alright. Robert's trying to get his wrench out. He just finished up tightening one side. The passenger side of the bumper is still pretty close to the body. We didn't get all of it out, but we got more than we thought out. But it's alright though. These guys are going to take this to a body guy whenever I'm done. I've got everything mechanically and chassis wise done and brand new. Engine done and brand new. You all saw the transmission pan now in the last video, and I can't say it looks good, but hopefully they won't have any problems. So I'm gonna go inside and get the bezels and screws. We can finish this up, and we'll pop the hood open and see what we can do underneath and fire this. We'll do a cold start on this, and then we'll do a first time cold start on the Jeep. Quick and easy work. Got it looking like a proper truck again. You want to try this?
Sure.
Alright. So we got a new battery. We have, well, how many control modules did you go through?
2.
And the third one's a charm?
Brand new. 1, and second one brand new.
Right. Carburetor's rebuilt. So we're going to go ahead and give this a shot here in a second. Alright, so give it the pumps. You got the pedal hooked up, or you need me to do it? Alright, let's give it a spin. Oh, that's a little too easy. It's too easy. Alright, hold on. Nice. No. You were supposed to leave it running. You see why? Not in time. There it goes. Sounds better there. Wet. I have to let it warm up a little bit.
Alright, I'm starting to hear some sputters. I got to play with this timing a little bit. Let me get my hands on it. We'll see if we can't let it warm up a little bit and get it closer in time by ear, and then I'll go grab the gun.
So here I am trying to mark the timing mark underneath, which I successfully did. But while I'm down there, my head gets dripped on by water, and I'm like, water? Where's the water coming from? And so it took me a minute to find it. See right there, my finger's wet, and it's coming from this head gasket right here on this corner edge. So I put the torque wrench on this bolt right here and set it to 70, and I actually got it to turn before it clicked to 70. So what I'm going to have Robert do here real quick right now, and it's going to take him some time, I'm going to go work on the ram charger while he takes off his valve covers off here and tries to double check all of his head bolts on his head, and then before we try to refire this thing up again, because it's not good to have head gaskets that don't do their job. We know not that much about this engine, but everything on it felt great. Probably woe on us for not double checking someone else's work. Alright, man, I'll get back to you. Go to work on the charger. Little disgruntled update. This thing needs bearings on the 2 rod bearings, so I'm going to go ahead and replace all the rod bearings and all the mains, and very disgruntled about it, but a little bit of patience, get some more money in, I'll get the correct engine kit for it, and we'll be good. So now we're over here on the Jeep. Rob has just finished, you see the headers off, he's putting the valve cover back on. He just got done double checking all of the head bolts because we found this head bolt loose by 1/3 of a turn before it got to 70, and the engine was leaking out of the head gasket right here below that bolt. So we've got our fingers crossed that that's going to resolve the issue here, and we'll probably be trying to start this back up either this evening, which I'm not going to have time for, so we might go for it again tomorrow and try to set the timing and look for that leak. Now that's another headache that we've been dealing with. Let me show you another headache. Oh my god. Screw you, Mopar. Why does this freaking carbureted engine, which is filthy right now, it's been sitting here so long, I got so much cleaning to do, but why does this carbureted engine have so much wiring? It's got more wiring than my freaking fuel injected Chevy 350 thing over here. So this battery's dead, and I have this battery that's fully charged and good. When you jump the jumpers directly to it, though, here's what we got going on. Loose, wore out head, corroded wires here, bad ground split here. And you ready for this? This black wire is like some sort of house wiring that goes into this junction, and on the inside of these nozzles, you can see that are screw holes, so you can clamp down on top of wiring. So then we have all this huge clustered duct of wiring going into this one core to provide power to, well, just whatever it is providing power. And let's not even start talking about the crappy ballast resistor. And then on top of that, all of the wiring, where are we at? Here we are. All of the damn wiring is cracking. Oh, it's fuzzy. It's cracking like that, and the insulation's bad. So I'm putting a good battery in here, but I am still not getting what I need, the power that I need to turn this motor over to get it started again. So tomorrow I get to spend my day going through all of the wiring to basically, I'm assuming anyways, go through all of the wiring and try to get even if I can't get the stuff I need for now, at least clean the contacts and get as much of it cleaned up as possible so that I can get it to start. Because I got all new brakes on this thing, and I need to bleed the master cylinder. Can't do that if it doesn't run. So we're going to try to do that tomorrow. It's just such a huge headache. So then I was like, hey, I got nothing to do. Why don't I start the Suburban? I got the entire front end missing off of it right now. I have to finish cleaning a 1/2 inch of dirt and grease and muck on the front side of this. You can see I've already got this all cleaned up. We got that looking all pretty. I just need to get in there and do this side. I have another control arm to clean and the coil spring to clean. before, and this stuff just takes forever. I mean, it's just, I got to chip away at it with a screwdriver first, then wire brush, and then finally get to scrub it. So we're getting further along on that. I might just come out here and start getting back onto this here in a little bit. But I'm like, seriously, 4 projects. Yeah, count them. The Buick, ordered a HEI distributor, waiting for it to come in the mail. Wiring issues because of just neglect and old junkness, and just routine maintenance on some wrecked junk, but it's having to take a little bit of time. And then we started the engine yesterday, but it started to leak slightly out the head gasket because we didn't double check someone else's work. So we're going to have to get that going on. Worst case scenario, throw a set of head gaskets in there and he's good. I already felt it run. It's got so much, like it's just run so good, even with the little leak. Anyhow, so we'll get back to that tomorrow also. Robert had pulled all the headers off, the valve covers. He checked all of his head bolts. The only one that was loose was the only one that I tried, was the easiest one to get to. So we're going to fire it up and see if it lopes hard like a weak cylinder and check for leaks again. There you go. Let it prime. Three times, or you want to use starter fluid? Hey, guess what? All we had to do was go through and readjust all the valve rockers. Every single valve rocker on here was over tight, and it was just letting the compression stroke push right on past the valve, and it was causing it to shoot out the top of the carburetor. Man, this thing's not missing or nothing. Woo! Woo! We only had to adjust every single valve on it. That's all right. Let's go back and see what this is. Oh man, brother! What a freaking mess. So it's been a while since I've shot anything about this motor, but it came to a complete 100% standstill, and I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is show you why it came to a standstill, why I'm waiting on blah, 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 the engine kit, etc., and what's going to have to happen. So let's get to that. So what happened was I turned this upside down and I was checking the connecting rods for slack, and I found slack in the front too. They probably have a little bit of what I would call a cold engine knock until they're warmed up. But man, where is it at? There's the camera. Right here. I don't know if you can see that for the glare. There's a nick in my crank, man, and you see all those lines. So the crank's gonna have to be polished. I don't know if I'm gonna do about that nick or not. I really don't feel like getting a different block or a new block. I might just polish the hell out of it and throw a set of bearings in there. I'm only looking to get like 5 years out of this engine. So that's what stopped this project. Is I'm gonna go. I need to get a engine kit for a 91 TBI engine, and I need to go ahead and polish this, pull this crank, polish it, put new rod bearings and main bearings in this thing, and then get it back together, and I should be okay at that point. So we'll see. But for the time being, what's going to happen is I'm just throwing it all back together so I don't lose any bolts or hardware, and I've got to go ahead and mock this into the chassis in the truck so that I can start trying to get the cab mounted to the chassis and get it ready to be possibly transported, because I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this here, and it seems that the truck might be taking a trip to somebody's house that's not here, and I'm keeping it. It's just got to go for storage, so we'll see. Oh, he's straining. Oh, that's some violent. That's violent. I might get demonetized for this. He is pooping. Boy, isn't he putting some? Boy, the smoking brown. Oh, oh! I think he just tore a new one. 3, 4. 20 minutes of nothing is 20 minutes of nothing. You just wasted your life. Thought it was something, my 20 minutes of nothing. It'll prove your life, my 20 minutes of nothing. In the comments below, that's where your opinion goes. And you can tell me all about my 20 minutes of nothing.